So, well, today we will discuss the effect of small errors on the function. So, today's topic is errors and approximation. So, how can we develop formula for evaluating the effect of small errors on the function? So, suppose u is a function of x and y. Suppose u is a function of x and y. This means we can represent u is equal to function of x and y. So, if there is a change, in the value of x, from x to x plus delta x. Okay. So, if there is a change in the value of x from x to x plus delta x and change in the value of y from y to y plus delta y. So, if there is a change in the value of x from x to x plus delta x, and if there is a change in the value of y from y to y plus delta y, where delta x and delta y are small and may be positive or negative. So, delta x and delta y are very, very small. It may be positive, it may be negative. Then there will be a change in the value of u from u to u plus delta u. Okay. Since u is a function of x and y, and if there is change in the value of x from x to x plus delta x, and there is a change in the value of y from y to y plus delta y, then definitely there will be a change in the value of u from u to u plus delta u. Now, question is, how can we evaluate this effect of small errors delta u? Okay. So, we may call this change in the value of x, that is delta x, as increment in x or error in the value of x. Similarly, delta y may be called as increment in y or error in the value of y. Clear? Then delta u is the increment in the value of u or the error in the value of u. Okay. Now, let us develop a formula for evaluating the effect of small errors. If we have given error in the value of x or error in the value of y, then how can we develop, how can we evaluate the effect of these errors in the value of u? Okay. So, let us suppose that here u is a function of x and y. Then what is u plus delta u? U plus delta u is function of x plus delta x and y plus delta y. Okay. So, u plus delta u is equal to function of x plus delta x plus y plus delta y. Now, from this calculate delta u is equal to f x plus delta x, y plus delta y minus f x y, this one. So, our purpose is to evaluate this value. Okay. Now, in last lecture, we have discussed few expansions, Maclaurin series, Taylor series, or Maclaurin's expansion or Taylor's expansion, and then at one point we have written the Taylor series for function of two variables. We know this result, f x plus h y plus k, where h is small increment in the value of x. Okay. Small increment in the value of x, k is the small increment in the value of y. Now, this result is equal to f x y plus h curly over curly x plus k curly over curly y f x y plus 1 over 2 factorial h square curly square over curly x square plus 2 h k curly square curly x curly y plus k square curly square over curly y square f x y. Now, this result is nothing, this bracket term is nothing but square of this expression. Okay. Square of this expression. Now, apply this result. So, expand this function f x plus delta x, y plus delta y. So, using this expansion, okay, so expanding this term by Taylor's theorem on two variables. So, when you expand, we obtain this value, we obtain this value is fx plus delta x, y plus delta y is equal to fxy plus curly f over curly x delta x plus curly f over curly y delta y, this one, plus 1 over 2 factorial, okay, curly square f over curly x square delta x square means h square, plus 2 delta x delta y curly square f over curly x curly y plus delta y square curly square f over curly y square. So the expansion of this term is this. Clear? Now substitute this value here. Okay. So expansion is this. Okay. So substitute the expansion of this in this expression number 2. Then delta u is equal to this term, this bracket term as it is. Just expansion of this one. Expansion of this one. We have this minus fxy as it is. Okay. Now this term and this term cancel. Okay. Now as delta x and delta y are supposed to be very, very small, because these are the small increments in the value of x and y, okay, and may be positive or negative, but delta x and delta y are very, very small. So when these two increments, these two errors are very, very small, this means their squares and higher powers can be neglected. Okay. So therefore their squares and higher powers can be neglected. This means that we can neglect this, we can neglect this, we can neglect this. Okay. This means delta u is equal to only curly f over curly x delta x plus curly f over curly y delta y. This one is the result for evaluating the effect of small errors. So delta u is equal to curly f over curly x delta x plus curly f over curly y delta y. So replacing this delta x delta y delta u by dx dy dz respectively. So if you replace these small increments as dx dy dz respectively, then we obtain the required formula for evaluating the effect of small errors. So delta u du is equal to curly f over curly x dx plus curly f over curly y dy. So this formula is used in calculating the effect of small errors or increments in the measured quantities, and is useful in correcting the effect of small errors. Okay. So always remember this formula, du is equal to curly f over curly x dx plus curly f over curly y dy. And on the same line, if u is a function of more than two independent variables, suppose u is equal to function of x, y, z, and there exists error in the value of x, y, z and so on, then delta u is equal to delta curly u over curly x delta x plus curly u over curly y delta y plus curly u over curly z delta z. Okay. Now one more definition. How can you define percentage error? Okay. X is the main value. Okay. Delta x is small increment. Then how can we evaluate percentage error? So delta x over x multiplied by 100, this delta x over x multiplied by 100 is called the percentage error in the value of x, is called the percentage error in the value of x, where delta x is change or actual error in the value of x. Okay. Similarly, delta y over y multiplied by 100 is called the percentage error in the value of y. So if we have given percentage error in the value of x as well as y, then you can evaluate the percentage error in the value of u. Okay. So delta u over u multiplied by 100 is called percentage error in the value of u, where delta y and delta u are actual errors in y and u respectively. On the same line, delta x is actual error. Okay. In these two cases, delta y and here delta u are actual errors in y and u respectively. One more definition, what is relative error? Okay. So if delta x is the error in the value of x, if delta x is the error in the value of x, then relative error is equal to delta x divided by x. and when you multiply by 100, that one is the percentage error, and delta x over x is the relative error. So, sometimes maybe in problem we have given this relative error or percentage error. Okay. Now, let us discuss this all about errors and approximations, and here we derive the formula for evaluating the effect of small errors. Now, let us calculate few problems. Find the percentage error, find percentage error. Find the percentage error in the area of an ellipse. When an error plus 1% is made in semi-major axis and minus 1% made in semi-minor axis. Okay. Where an error plus 1% is made in semi-major axis and minus 1% is made in measuring the semi-minor axis. So, this one is the statement of this problem. Okay. Now, since the area A of an ellipse, this is given by, we know this formula, A is equal to pi AB, A is equal to pi AB, where AB are its semi-major and semi-minor axis. Here error in A and B are given. So, what is given? Percentage error in A is given, percentage error in B is given, and therefore, we will treat A and B variables. So, when there exists error in the value of A and B, this means A and B are variables. Okay. So, we will treat A and B variables, and since when A and B are treated as variables, this means A is also a variable. This means A is also a variable. Now, taking differential on both sides, dA is equal to d pi AB, d means differential, dA is equal to d pi AB. So, pi constant, so pi dAB, and pi outside this bracket, dAB is dA into B plus A into dB, and this means dA is equal to here d pi and B, so pi B dA plus pi A dB. Now, divide by A means area. So, when you divide by A, dA over A is equal to pi B over A dA, pi A over A dB, but A is pi AB, so it becomes dA over A plus dB over B. Now, multiply by 100, because we have given percentage error in the value of A and B, clear. So, multiply by 100, we get dA over A into 100 is equal to dA over A 100 plus dB over B into 100, and this means, this result means percentage error in A, and this result means the percentage error in the value of B. Okay. And these two statements are given, plus 1 plus minus 1. So, it becomes 0, clear. So, 0 is the percentage error in the value of A. Hence, percentage error in the area of an ellipse is 0. This completes the solution. Okay. We have another method to solve the same problem, and that one is more simplified. Okay. And that second method is, since A is equal to pi AB, very simple, taking this logarithms on both sides. So, when you take logarithm on both sides, we get log A is equal to log pi AB, and log pi AB is log pi plus log A plus log B. Now, taking differential on both sides, we obtain 1 over A dA is equal to, now pi is constant, so 0 plus 1 over A dA, 1 over B dB, and multiply by 100 and substitute the percentage error of A and B, we obtain finally 0. So, this method is very, very simple. Okay. So, first write the relation and taking differential, and then this taking log, and then taking differential, okay, and then solve and simplify. Okay. We obtain the required result. Now, next problem is also important. Write down the statement. The time of swing, here this is given. The time of swing t of a pendulum of length L under certain conditions is given by t is equal to 2 pi L over g dash under root. So, this term is given. This term is given. This equation is given. T is equal to 2 pi L over G dash under root, where this G dash is equal to G R over R plus H square. Find the percentage error in T. So, we have to evaluate the percentage error in T. Due to errors of P% in H, means H is variable, and Q% in L, means L is variable. So, H and L, in these two variables, percentage error is given, and G dash is defined by this relation. You have to evaluate percentage error in the value of this, percentage error in the value of T, and T is equal to 2 pi L over G dash under root. So, this statement is given. Okay. So, simple method is taking log on both sides. So, when you take log on both sides, we get log T is equal to log 2 pi plus 1/2 log L minus 1/2 log G dash. Okay. Just taking log on both sides. Now, just substitute the value of G dash. So, we obtain log T as it is log 2 pi plus 1/2 log L minus 1/2 as it is log G dash. G dash is G into R over R plus H square. So, this one, okay, this. Now, again simplify log T as it is, log 2 pi as it is, 1/2 log L as it is, and minus 1/2 log G minus log R plus H. You just simplify this one. Okay. Now, taking differential on both sides, log T. So, dt over T, log 2 pi means this 0. When you take differential, 2 pi constant. 1/2 log L means 1/2 dl over L, this one. G is constant, so 0. R is no variation, so 0. And log R plus H is 1 over R plus H dH. 1 over R plus H dH. Now, multiply by 100. dt over T into 100 is equal to 1/2 dl over L into 100 plus dH over R plus H into 100. Now, percentage, this left side is percentage error in the value of T, and this result is equal to 1/2, and this bracket term is this 1/2 Q plus we have given dH over H multiplied by 100. This term is given. So, for that here R plus H means 1 over R plus H, dH over H into 100 and multiply by 100. So, when you this H cancel and R plus H here, so we obtain same result. So, this one is 1/2 Q plus, now this bracket term is P. So, PH divided by R plus H. So, PH divided by R plus H. So, this one is the percentage error in the value of T. So, in this way you can evaluate this percentage error in the value of T if we have given percentage error in the value of L as well as H. Now, this next question is also interesting. Using the concept of small errors. Find an approximate value. Okay. Here we have to calculate approximate value of this function f 10.02 plus, comma 40.05, 29.97. Approximate value of this function, but this function is defined by this formula. Fxyz is equal to x into y into z. Okay. So, let us suppose that here x is 10. When we consider x is 10, then delta x is 0.02 plus. Okay. Y is 40. So, y is 40 and delta y is 0.05. Z is 30. Okay. Z is 30 So delta z is minus 0.03. Then we get 29.97. Now fxyz is equal to, we have given this function defined by this relation x into y into z. Now taking log on both sides. So when we take log on both sides, we obtain log f is equal to log x plus log y plus log z. Taking differential, we obtain delta f over f is equal to delta x over x plus delta y over y plus delta z over z. Substitute the value of delta x and x, delta y and y, delta z and delta, this delta z and z. We obtain 0.02 over 10, 0.05 over 40, minus 0.03 over 30. So when you calculate, we obtain this 0.002 plus 0.00125 plus minus 0.001, and when you calculate, you will get 0.00225, and this one is delta f over f. Then what is delta f? Delta f is 0.00225 f. But what is f? F is x, y, z, means 10, 40, 30, means 12,000. Then what is delta f? So delta f is 12,000 into this term 0.00225, and when you multiply, we obtain 27 plus 27. So approximate value of f is f plus delta f. F plus delta f means 12,000 plus 27. So 12,027. This one is the approximate value of this function. And if you calculate the actual value of this function, then it becomes very near to this approximate value. So when you multiply this into this means x, y, z, then you will get 12,026.991. But with the help of effect of small errors and using the concept of this, we obtain 12,027. So in this way, you can evaluate this approximate value of the function using the concept of small errors. So this question is also important. Now one more question. If there is a small error delta c in measuring the side of a triangle, if there is a small error delta c in measuring the side c in a triangle, show that relative error in the area of the triangle is equal to 1 over s plus 1 over s minus a plus 1 over s minus b minus 1 over s minus c into delta c over 4. And we can ask this problem like this way. If A is the area of the triangle, prove that error in A resulting from a small error in C, clear, delta A is equal to A over 4 S inverse, S minus A inverse, S minus B inverse, minus S minus C inverse. Here plus sign, but here minus sign, okay, and delta C. Now let delta A is the error in A. Delta A is the error in A. Then relative error in A is delta A over A. And we have to prove that delta A over A, this relative error, we have to prove that relative error means delta A over A. So delta A over A is this. We have to show this result. Now, we can ask this problem like this way, delta A as it is and A here, okay. So A over this 4, A divided by 4. So A over 4 and within the bracket same terms and delta C as it is. तो ये प्रॉब्लम किसी भी तरीके से पूछी जा सकती है, ओके. नाउ वी नो दैट A is equal to S into S minus A, S minus B, S minus C under root. We know this formula, okay. A is equal to S into S minus A into S minus B into S minus C. Now taking log on both sides. So log A is equal to 1 by 2 log S plus 1 by 2 log S minus A plus 1 by 2 log S minus B plus 1 by 2 log S minus C. Differentiating on both sides, When we differentiate on both sides, we get delta A over A is equal to 1 over 2 delta S over S plus delta S over S minus A plus delta S over S minus B plus delta S over minus delta C over S minus C. But S is equal to A plus B plus C over 2. This means delta S is equal to delta C over 2, because there exists an error in the value of C only. A and B are constant. So delta S is equal to delta C over 2. Substitute delta S here. We obtain delta A over A is equal to 1 over 4 delta C over S plus delta C over S minus A plus delta C over S minus B. Now when you substitute, you will get minus delta C over S minus C. And this can be written delta C common, so delta C over 4, and within the bracket same terms. So delta A is equal to A over 4, okay, A over 4, यहीं से आपने ये कैलकुलेट कर लेना, ओके. डेल्टा A is equal to A over 4 S inverse plus S minus A inverse plus S minus B inverse minus S minus C inverse delta C. This completes the proof, okay. So try to solve each and every problem, okay, of errors and approximate, and this one is the last question. Next time we will discuss one interesting topic, and you have already studied in +2 level, indeterminate forms, okay. So one lecture we will deliver on indeterminate forms. How can we evaluate the limits of the function, okay, which is of the form 0 over 0, infinity over infinity, infinity minus infinity, 1 raised to power infinity, infinity raised to power infinity, like this, okay. So how can we solve all these type of indeterminate forms? So next time we will discuss indeterminate forms. Thank you very much.